Hey everybody, welcome to a Secret Shows bonus show. Sabrina here. I'm with my BFFL, Fritz.
That's right, BFFL.
And over the weekend I got to see Fritz and the Moon Men from Mars play at Will's Pub, and afterwards saw Murder Junkies. Now, those of you that are not familiar, just like I was before the show, a little bit about Murder Junkies. They have been around for decades. Now, this will be the 20th year that you've known the Murder Junkies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was 13. I fielded a phone call from my older brother, Dirt McCoy, who is gracious enough to set up this interview with us. He actually had the Murder Junkies stay in his house. So we were on his back porch when this interview was conducted. So you will hear my brother, Dirt McCoy, in the background. He's the guy who knows everything and is trying to keep everyone on point.
Yeah.
But the Murder Junkies, they've been around forever. GG Allin, when you Google them, you will see very nefarious, kind of messed up stuff from him. He was known for his onstage antics, like
the poo-poo.
Yeah, there's the poo-poo, and there's the bleeding and violence and
rock and roll.
Very much so. This would never have happened before social media. And GG Allin has passed away since 1993. So what has happened in between 93 and present, we kind of do our own investigative research on that.
Yeah. So you'll hear Dirt, Fritz, myself, and to welcome the band a little bit, the founding member, Merle Allin, brother of GG, and Dino Sex, world famous naked drummer, and actually talk about how that came to be and reminisce on how I saw his wiener.
And that's a true story, because that's highly documented now. And also Francis, he is their guitarist. He has an absolutely ridiculous story on how he joined his favorite band of all time. And my favorite guy, my bro, my buddy, my pal, PP Duvay, who has been with the band for 11 years at this point.
It's absolutely incredible. Really a very fascinating and awesome interview. I hope you guys enjoy. I do want to warn you, though, it does get a little graphic. We talk about buttholes. That's all I'm saying. Enjoy, my friends. I have the honor, the pleasure, the perhaps future regret of interviewing the Murder Junkies. Add applause in post. Had the pleasure also of seeing them last night perform with the boys Moon Men from Mars. First question, how is your butt feeling, Dino? I can't say on my bucket list was seeing someone get drumsticks put in their butt, but it was reached yesterday. I added it to my bucket list as I watched that for the first time. Just some of the things that happened at the concert. What was really cool is that I'd always heard about you guys from Dirt and from Fritz for all these years, but I got a real idea of who you were when I saw the Allins, the documentary that was put together and played in the German television. What a cool and different and incredible life that you all have led, but even now I'm just so fascinated, and I think all of you are the sweetest people I've ever seen in my life.
Say that.
So just when you guys are touring, obviously you're in one big van traveling throughout the States, and then after that you're all living in completely different areas, right? Where do you live throughout the year?
Spanish Harlem, New York City.
Harlem. So thoughts on Harlem?
It's safe except for the murders.
That is the greatest one ever. That's a good one.
And you're over in the California area?
Yeah, I'm a California boy now.
What are you guys doing when you're not touring? Like, are we binge watching Netflix? Are we still punk as fuck? Are we going to Whole Foods? What are you guys eating for breakfast? I want to know.
I work in a hardware store.
Oh, really? Mom and pop style or Home Depot level?
It's mom and pop style.
Favorite tool?
The cutter.
Okay. I also should have prefaced that I don't know anything about tools, so you might have to explain that one.
Well,
Favorite tool is the one between his legs.
Which I also saw last night. First time in years since I've seen a penis.
Didn't miss it, huh?
Well,
I mean, I was there with my girlfriend, so we both got to like hold each other. I mean, like, yes, it's been a couple years, but there it is, and you know.
And it says Lunatics on it.
Does it?
It's
I did not get close
Tattooed on
enough
his
to see it.
penis.
Huh? I'll have to
His
zoom in.
first tattoo. He would get his very first tattoo. He would get his penis tattooed. Right?
Was that right? First tattoo. What was that something that you thought about for a while and had a picture of it before you did it?
Ever since I saw the Lunatics,
He dreams about that being Theo's lips wrapped around him.
Oh, well, I think Theo would be more inclined to
Yeah, I think Theo would
do
be
it
running the other way.
unless he saw his band name on.
Because of you.
Oh, if a
Because of
girl.
you.
Because she hates us because of the Murder Junkies.
But for real hates you guys have talked about it.
They just-
She kicked him out.
Who else hates you guys? Out of
Everybody,
Yeah, everybody.
I know I
We don't
don't.
care.
Nothing. I heard that also congratulations on the second best rock mustache, according to the internet.
According to the internet.
And there's a lot of fucking stashes on there, so that's a hell of an honor.
Yeah, number 2.
Second to Lemmy.
Lemmy.
I just,
thought, Lemmy could be.
yeah.
That's a fucking honor, man.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm happy to be number 2.
Damn.
I think, it
We
was a
have Freddie
given.
Mercury and
Yeah, fuck.
see, wow, all these other fucking.
He has a biopic, but you still kick his ass in the mustaches.
Right.
Dino, you have a beautiful color both on your face and on your head. I got to see a little bit of your regimen when it comes to dyeing because of the documentary, but how often do you have to keep this color up?
I only dye it when we go on tour. I did it myself about 2 weeks before we went on tour because I took a vacation and went to my brother's and I dyed it. And I'll probably dye it when I get done with the tour because a girl named Allie said I could call her up on July 4th and she would dye it.
Oh,
And then I'll probably let it grow out for a year.
is she gonna dye it like
Yeah, she can dye it
independent
the same way.
America color? Oh, I thought for July 4th maybe red, white, and blue. Also, I thought in the beginning of that story that she said she would have sex with you or something if you were to go back from your color. Do you have a girlfriend? You said girlfriend before. Is it something you're interested in doing and dating?
Well, yeah.
Fucking everything.
I did see a lot. I mean, I saw you lock lips with 2 women last night, and do you guys get a lot of pussy on tour? Is it a given? No?
Yeah, we get laid, man. Everybody thinks we get fucking laid every night.
We only did-
I don't think anybody this big is laid.
We only kissed.
Even to their
We only
girlfriends.
kissed it. Oh.
Even their girlfriends and wives don't want to fuck them.
Is he wrong?
Yeah, I mean,
No.
he's
Yep.
not wrong. He's not wrong.
I mean, I just feel like everybody should be having sex and it'd be a little bit more relaxed, but the least they can do is give you guys the sex if you're going to go up there
Give us
and...
a blowjob, at least in the bathroom.
Come on.
for Christ's sake. Come on. 10 minutes of your fucking time. That's all
Let's
we're
be
asking.
honest. 3 minutes of your
Yeah,
time.
exactly. 3 minutes. Whatever, man.
And then talk afterwards. I think it's worth it. If I gave you a dead body, where would you hide it?
You report it to the police.
Good to know for the future.
Try not to say anything in front of Patricia. Try not to say anything in front of Patricia.
I kind of want to listen into what they're saying, so...
Say, oh, so you're
Or
going to
maybe
see.
go
I
to
almost
the
split the
store.
couple. But I did.
Do you guys have any random talents that people don't know
We have
about?
no talent at all. Random.
Any
We don't
weird
even
stuff?
have one talent. What are you talking about?
You're pretty
Well,
talented.
you know what the talent is? The fact that we've been able to carry this charade on for 25 years. That's
An
the
incredible charade. You guys debuted
kidding.
last night.
talent. We're really wonderful. We're the greatest fucking punk band in the history of the world.
Yes, you are.
Next to Ramones.
With hits.
Yeah, besides the Ramones. There's some other Ramones in there too, yeah.
Yeah,
they're
but
dead, so you
they're
win.
dead.
We
so-
win, yeah, we're still alive, yeah.
with hits such as Fuck Standing Up, which I really
Which is
enjoyed.
your favorite, I've heard.
It's one of my favorites. I could relate to it because of masturbation. And recently, you guys sucking on your pussy on a Friday night, which I saw a dedication to your mother.
Yeah. My mom loves that song.
Your mother seems to be extremely sweet, but the best fucking sense of humor that I've seen
Oh, yeah.
in a mother of punk rockers in a long time. Tell me about your
She can
mom.
hold her own, let me tell you.
Is she a drinker?
No.
But she could. Does she go to your
She has a
shows?
glass of wine and she gets all silly and her face gets all red. And she, she gets all drunk. 2 glasses of wine and she's like ready to pass out.
Good for
She'll
her.
be at the show. She'll be at the anniversary show.
Oh, really?
She'll be the MC.
She's gonna MC the anniversary show? That's awesome. So she has gone to your shows in the past. She's cool
She
with
gets
it.
up there with her Murder Junkie shirt on and she goes, "Hi everybody, I'm Merle Kevin's mom." You know, and yeah, right.
I could never. There are moms out there, or celebrity estranged parents that will immediately offer their side of the interview for whatever the amount is, and I just can't imagine your sweet mom just like, no, those boys are fucking hell.
She threw a turkey out on Thanksgiving one year. We were sitting down to Thanksgiving dinner, and I don't know, when you're a kid, everybody wants the fucking drumstick.
Yeah.
What's up with that? The drumstick's like the shittiest. It's like it's not even
Because you
white
feel like a
for Christ's sake.
caveman.
Tendons.
It's like everybody wants the drumstick, right? So everybody was fighting over the drumstick, and my mom got so pissed, she just picked up the turkey, took it out from the table, and threw it out in the front fucking yard. And Al Chappell was just like walking in, Chippy and he's from the Jabbers.
Yeah.
He was walking in as my mom was like throwing the turkey out.
What'd you guys do? Was it
We
completely?
didn't have any turkey that Thanksgiving. And nobody ever fought for the drumstick again.
Never.
Bingo.
And that's how you solve problems, motherfuckers.
Oh yeah.
Something you don't talk about in the documentary. Merle, I think he sold most of it off now. Merle used to be the largest collector of serial killer artwork in the United States.
Really?
Well, not the largest, but I have a nice collection.
Still, you still have it?
Before.
I was
with
doing
anybody
it
else.
before anybody. I was doing it before it was cool.
You couldn't just go on eBay or something and buy. You had to work for you had to get a
Right.
relationship with these people
Yeah.
Really?
and write to them and establish a dialogue and then have stuff from them.
Yeah.
You couldn't just
I,
go
want,
on.
I go back to the late '80s. and
Yeah,
all
so this
this
was
shit.
before the term murderabilia
Right.
was even
Yeah.
coined.
You invented it,
Well,
essentially.
no, but there was Rick Staten who had all the Gacy stuff, and then there's a few.
Did you talk to any serial killers?
You met some of them.
Who'd you
Went
meet?
to Danny Rowland.
What's that? What do you guys do? Go grab a cup of coffee or
You
what's?
don't grab anything. You're sitting on death row, man. You're like sitting right next to the fucking guard,
Yeah.
So yeah, grab.
Do you go right to talking about murder or a nonchalant?
Yeah, very much
So,
stuff like that.
yeah. How was your day? What's your favorite music? How was murdering?
How did it feel when you cut that bitch's head off and stuck it on the mantle?
Funny story about that.
Yeah, tell me about that.
That wasn't the original plan, but I kind of did an impromptu thing.
But you know what? When I shook that fucker's hand, man, I never in my fucking life felt a handshake like that. And someone else that was a collector that went to visit him, we just talked about it because we had never
Was
talked.
he a large man also?
He was he was a big guy, but
Oh.
he was fucking built like fucking. You touch him.
Yeah.
You had
a good
talking about the
relationship with him.
Gainesville Ripper, the guy down in Florida.
Yeah.
He shook my hand. I never felt such a fucking like fierce handshake.
Really?
In my life. And my friend said the same thing when he went to visit.
Did you get any kind of vibe like dread or just like?
I got a vibe that, you know what, if that fucker put his fucking hand on your neck, he could crush you. And of course, that's what he did.
Now, do you think he got that grip after the murder? Like, you could maybe meet somebody and you feel the same thing, and you're like, "Oh shit, I just met a serial killer." Not on
No, I
death row.
didn't think
And
anything
identify-
of it. It's just a handshake, but I never felt like somebody grabbed your hand and just fucking squeezed it. Like, I mean, it wasn't just a handshake. It was like, okay, I'm in charge here.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It was a power move.
Oh yeah, it was a power move for sure. And at the end, because I went with my ex-girlfriend, she like, and I didn't care. I was hoping that make out and stuff. Not make out, because you can't really make out with him. But
You're hoping
he
something.
gave her the old tongue, that's for sure, you know. It's like, good deal, Danny.
So wait, was that a planned kiss? Is what you're saying?
Well, it wasn't, well, you know, he kissed her goodbye, and then gave her some, you know, extra squeezing and some extra, yeah. But, I mean, like I said, the guard was standing right there. So.
No touching. No touching.
Limited touching.
Very
Limited
limited.
touching.
A little bit of tongue. That's it.
Yeah.
Do you know any murderers? You know?
He's peace and love.
Where'd you grow up? Where are you from?
Murder, yeah.
Pennsylvania,
Where in Pennsylvania?
Northeast, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Hazleton, Cleveland, Jeddah.
Big family?
No, we had me and my two brothers and my parents and an uncle that guarded my mom's life because of the war, because they lived through the war.
Uh huh.
He guarded my mom so the Nazis wouldn't kill her. They stopped making cars and all of this. They
The Depression.
by 43, 44, and 45, they were all into the war. Like they were making supplies for the war. And my uncle, who was on my mom's side, was born about 2 years after her, and he guarded her till she died, and then he died 2 years later or something like that.
Oh wow.
They were guarding my mom for the Nazis.
When did you start getting into music?
I was born with drumming.
Born with drumming?
I could play. When I was 2 or 3 years old, I was playing on potato chip cans in the back seat of the car, and they gave me a set of drums when I was 5.
And you knew right then and there? When did you start drumming naked?
Around 85 or something. Around 86 or when my 2 wives left me. And then I said, well, what the fuck, I might as well fucking
Being naked?
be naked because I'm stripped bare anyway.
Oh. Oh. That's beautiful.
I didn't know.
Because Jesus, I fucking can't fucking talk because I have aphasia. I had a stroke 2 years ago, and I know what I want to say, and I can't fucking say it.
Oh,
so.
it's okay. I can barely talk, and I unfortunately just have no excuse for it. I just smoke too much weed. I hear you.
Anyway, around 85, when my second wife left me, I started drumming naked. I met a guy named Paul DeGaspery around 87, and Peter Beat, and we had bands together, and then I got with Merle and GG around December of 89 and all through 90.
1990. How'd you all meet each other?
Chicken.
Chicken
Oh, I
Chicken
thought you just
John.
over chicken. I'm like,
No,
that's
Chicken-
beautiful.
Chicken John.
Basically, yeah.
I was playing with Accidental Tribe at CBGB's, and we hired Chicken John, who
Met
used
him
to.
through a turkey named Chicken.
All right.
So we'll just leave it at that. A fucking turkey, all right.
Well, they said not to talk about it, so
We'll leave it at that. Turkey,
It was the only
chicken.
good thing he ever did was introduce me and Dina.
So I am now just thinking about chicken. How delicious it is.
It is delicious when it's not a turkey.
that's all I can eat. Technically, that's all I can eat since I had a stroke. Is they said eat
That's all you
chicken.
can eat.
Really?
Chicken with around pizza.
No, I'm just
Chicken
saying.
and pasta.
I eat everything anyway, but I'm just saying.
Strawberry milk.
Strawberry milk. All kind of
I,
sugar.
Seems like a good diet.
yeah, but I violate it all the time.
There's a moment of candy. There you go.
At least you're being honest about
He
it.
knows.
Well,
You know it's always-
He just said sausage.
I have to drink juices and
Just
strawberry milk.
Yeah.
Fucking bacon for breakfast. I think you violated
I
something.
drink nutriments. I don't know if you know what nutriments are. They're
I know some people listening don't know it, and I will ask for them.
well, they're in New York. They tried to go nationwide, but
Fell for it.
everybody said fuck that. and it's a nutritious drink. It
Okay.
has every vitamin that you could imagine. So I drink it
Is it
in New
good?
York. Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
really
okay.
good. It tastes like Haagen-Dazs.
That's great.
Which is delicious.
I think it tastes better than Haagen-Dazs. Only they wouldn't
Well, they're-
support me on that because Haagen-Dazs they think Haagen-Dazs tastes the best.
Right.
But I think Nutriments are better than Haagen-Dazs.
Well, this
But-
episode brought to you by
There's a
Haagen-Dazs
commercial for this show.
and Nutriments.
Who needs to pay for commercial time when you got Dino?
Coming to a store near you. I want to see that commercial pop up. It's like, I think it's fucking better than Haagen-Dazs.
Dino Sex just completely naked. Let me tell you about a drink
Yeah,
you need to
right.
be drinking. Let me tell you about
The
And then at the
results
butt.
are obvious.
it. The results are obvious.
Yeah.
If I only drank Nutriments, I would be healthy.
Oh my god.
But it balances it out.
This is the best interview
What?
ever.
It balances it out.
This is the moment I realized that I totally didn't fuck up this interview. Let's take a listen.
What's the biggest misconception about you?
That I'm a faggot. I'm really straight, and that is an act. The whole thing on stage is an act.
Right.
I'm really straight.
Right. As far as the butt stuff,
Yes.
I think that it's worth noting that putting stuff in your butt doesn't make you gay.
Well, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, you're right.
As men, you guys were given nerves in your butthole.
Well, like you said, though,
Prostate.
misconception, because like walking into like when we played Fargo one time,
Yeah.
maybe a couple times, but the one time we played on a Sunday, I walked in like it was right in the middle of the race day, you know what I mean? And you know, Fargo, you can imagine what kind of guys are out there. They're totally no nonsense, you know.
Right.
Boy, when they walked in, he give Paul, you know, a little kiss like he always does, you know, kissing it. And you should have saw the way these guys just like, oh, what the hell's going on here? With the hair and then the kiss. And so he says, he says to Paul, tell him it's not a fag show. you don't mind this. There's no offense on that. You know, you just, you know, guy talking.
Of course.
But
No.
they were looking, you know, they were like, you know, I used to misconception there for sure. So all this colored hair and then giving a guy a kiss, you know, walking to redneck land. And,
Right. But, you know, and these are people that are so insecure and probably behind over in the, what's a Fargo term? The moon shack?
Back behind the old woodshed.
The old woodshed, the deck, the porch, whatever. They're probably doing
Still
like
like
actual
that.
gay stuff. So I appreciate you being comfortable with your sexuality and appreciating the nerves in your behind that make you feel good. I mean, that's guys have that in their butt. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
Right?
watch
Anyways, ever been with a man?
No,
I know you're not. Don't knock it till you try it, though.
well,
I knocked it after I tried it. Just saying.
I enjoy women. I think women are the most beautiful creatures on earth.
Aren't they? At the end of the show, you named like 10 to 12 women
Right.
that you. I just heard the name, so I heard Taylor Swift and Katniss
Brooke
Everdeen,
Shields.
Brooke Shields. What do those women mean to you?
They're perfect.
They're ex-lovers.
And I love them all. Taylor Swift is perfect. Miley Cyrus is perfect. Katniss is perfect. Brooke Shields is perfect. Adriana Lima is perfect.
Yep.
You know.
Ariana Grande, you also mentioned. Right?
Ariana Grande is great. Hear about her engagement?
What? I'm sorry.
Ariana Grande's engaged now.
Yes, she's engaged.
Until she meets you, though. I'm telling you. Sabrina Ambra, could I be considered for the running?
Of course.
Yes.
Sleep on it. Got a big drive. So Jacksonville's the next spot, huh? Then where to? How long is the tour?
Another, what, 8
8 days. 8 days.
We end up in New Hampshire for the anniversary show. So we go to the gravesite, and we'll play a little acoustic set at the gravesite,
Oh, cool.
and then we'll hang out there for a while and watch all the cops staring at us.
Is this the point in the tour where you guys are kind of homesick in a way? Like
You would like?
Fuck no.
Good.
No, we never did.
You know what? This is
Me
the
and
time
Merle-
of the tour when I wished I'd fucking booked like another fucking month instead of just.
Me and Merle would stay out every fucking night.
We did that last year.
I don't know about
Fuck.
Fanny and Pete.
No, I don't even have a home really. So
have a
I wish we could. We just can't.
I wish we could do this all the time.
We don't have the opportunity to go 4 months a year anymore. It just doesn't work like that.
No,
But
yeah,
I wouldn't.
if you go out on the road once around the horn, you know, you can do that in a couple months, but you know, once you do that, you can't just go around the horn again because
Right.
everybody just saw you. They don't give a fuck.
No.
So,
It's interesting.
Going
All
to
the,
Europe is like, you know, almost impossible now. So
how come?
Just
Customs, legalities, politics. It's really
Logistics
difficult.
of
just
it.
over the last, you know, the last time we were there was 10 years ago, and it was we walked through the customs like, was that customs that we just went through? 'Cause
Right.
nobody gave a fuck. Now you can't, you know.
Now you're going to get interrogated. I mean, they're going to go for you all the way. You know, just with the security
Yeah,
issues.
just bring your
Lose
guitar.
your
We used to just
equipment
walk
and-
through with our guitars, merch and luggage. You know, now it's like they see you with guitars. You know, they take your phone. And
I wonder if some of the places actually, you know, with the looking up the lyrics and just the titles and stuff, if we would get a problem just on account of that, because you know there aren't even in some countries, but something like, you know, in Polk County, you know how great Judd is over there. He can prosecute on the suggestion of violence. He could do that. He doesn't do that. He threatens to.
He
You know.
threatens to, yeah.
Does he really?
Oh yeah.
That guy's a crazy.
Yeah, somebody
asshole.
extradited from Colorado. The guy beat the case, but I mean, I wonder how much it cost him because they
Oh,
found
sure.
something they didn't like
In the
and
book
ordered
that he
it.
wrote, yeah.
It wasn't a real thing. It wasn't. It was a book.
Right.
A book he wrote, yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, there has to be. You have that protected, but you still have people in a certain power that's going to make it a pain in your ass for months or longer than that, where you don't want to do it, don't want to put up the bullshit.
Our brother band, basically Anti-Scene, lost, I don't know, 3 or 4 shows in Germany, and when you're over there, I mean, if you don't do the show, you still pay for your back line, and all because they claimed he was bigoted, you know, and then the mobs came. He's not, absolutely not. But we got a hard on for them and started protesting these shows, and they lost days of shows.
Wow.
It's time,
It's
money,
crazy.
and the threats, you know. So it's
But the fans that are out there that have, you know, intentions of going to see you, it's just like hit or miss, or are people out there at least pushing for you hard enough that maybe you could say, well, here's 500 people that want to see us that think money, you would think the venue would just kind of chill out a little bit.
venues don't want problems, you know. They don't want hassle, and they don't want police presence. You know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess it depends on who you are too, though.
Yeah,
If you-
I'm just saying, like, a lot of times the venues would not, like we had in New Jersey last year, the promoter didn't want to cancel us, but he couldn't afford to deal with the hassle with the police.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that club's been there a long time.
He had, and he already had it, so, you know, it's a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys have fans all over the world. I mean, you know, that's what the part that sucks about it is people over in Europe that, how many,
We haven't been to Europe in 10 years.
I know, but you still get
we've
people
done
asking
3
about
records since we've been to Europe.
Yeah.
I mean,
And we went
we would
3
be
times.
we would
Such
be
a-
better. We would do better in Europe now than we did the first 3 times.
Yeah.
You know, and now we just, you know, it's like
Well, you could always just,
going, it's just a hitter. You know.
yeah.
It's just getting across customs and
just be,
I mean, Anti-Scene was just there, and they had a whole bunch.
Yeah.
So.
well, we'll get you there, you know. We're going to fight for your right to play in Germany. We're going to do a little, one of these.
And we did
We
well
do
there.
most
We
of our
actually
shows.
did.
I
We
mean,
actually
majority
did
of
almost the whole tour. We did a small tour in 06 where it was only, we did 2 days in Holland. The rest of it was Germany.
Yeah.
You know, there were all these small towns in Germany. We did great.
It was great.
What are the German fans like? They crazier, just the same, quiet?
Crazier.
Are they?
Yeah. Well, because
Yeah, they
we never
love
go
us.
there, you know.
They
So
love
when, you know,
American
they're-
punk rock.
Yeah. I haven't heard any German.
They're
punk
more
rock in a minute.
respectful. They're
Yeah.
crazier. They're into it more, but they're more respectful. They're not fucking slobbing fucking drunks, not
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
all over your shit.
That's
I mean,
American,
they're
man.
just excited, you know.
You know, or surprisingly, that situation, the best situation we had, like the crowds were amazing in their own right without even knowing anything we were doing. We did Road Killer, wasn't even recorded yet. No, we did record it, but it wasn't it. And we went to Australia. And I figured, oh, this is going to be really kind of rough because they're probably thinking we're going to be over there, propping G's Corps or something, just playing the greatest hit in the Las Vegas set, you know. And if when we play all this new material, it's probably going to be like either ignored, They didn't know one song. They went ape shit every night. Like, it's that kind of crowd. Just wanted good music, you know. And
Yeah.
So Australia was that kind of place, you know. Where crowds were wild but respectful, and they were into what you were doing, not necessarily what they wanted to hear, but whatever you had for them.
And it's awesome opportunity that you guys get to go and at least have experienced that in the past, especially, you know, you're just doing what you do best, and to know that someone across the fucking world is listening to what you have put out there. Something I'll always envy. Like, I'm hoping the next life I get to be in a world famous band, or like at least one that's cool in Australia and Germany, and have that kind of effect. But I find that to be such a big risk for a lot of people, and you get folks that go up and, like, I could see last night, people that were so excited to see Murder Junkies play. And it's not a feeling.
Diehard fans.
It's not something that everyone gets to experience. I think it's awesome, and what you guys do is really cool. Let's talk about the gay stuff.
The what?
What inspires you guys to write the stuff that involves murdering or fuck standing up, for example? How about, you know, what inspires some of your greatest hits? Life?
Yeah. Real life.
What song?
I mean, I don't
your...
write the lyrics, so, you know.
I do know this.
Randy writes lyrics, and Paul writes all the lyrics.
He writes all the lyrics. Mm-hmm. You know, I might have a song one in there or something, but I do know this. I've heard him say as much. He pushes certain things to the point, sometimes of absurdity, to prove a point, or, you know, even in a way satirical. You know what I mean? And these days, it seems like people are getting less and less able to critically think, so they think of certain things as advocacy when you're actually just examining or actually making fun, you know?
Right. Pointing it out, exposing
or,
it.
you know, and singing in the first person, you know, no one's living like that on the street, you know, certain things that he writes about.
Exactly, it's art. I mean...
Everybody thinks, you know, you can do it in a movie, but everybody thinks you in the band, you got to be Bob Dylan. You know,
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
make, you know.
Yeah.
The pigs look at the fucking records when they pull us over, and they think you're an animal, but they wouldn't do that to a director of a movie. You know?
Right. Nobody ever protested Vincent Price for being a Satan worshiper. But
I didn't even know he was a Satan worshiper, so...
no, he's
Now
not.
I'm gonna...
But I'm saying that you see
now I'm
the
gonna
character.
fucking call him out.
No, but you see the characters an actor plays in a movie, and no one ever like goes hard at one of these actors and is like, "Oh, I saw what you did in that movie. You're a fucking horrible person." Nobody does that. But if you're in a band and you write lyrics that's
true.
but then they go at you because like you're in a band. Oh, well, you must be living this for real, you know?
Yeah.
And in a way, I mean, you know, there is, you want to be real too, but there is the creative aspect where you can basically, what you're thinking is real.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes some of these guys write, you know, some lyrics. If you put it into a song, you might be less likely to take it to the streets. If everybody was fucked up, would be able to get it into a song,
And
maybe
release
they
it.
wouldn't be taking it, you know, wouldn't they maybe be harming someone for real, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. But at the same time, I can't imagine the LP of Child Diddler and how that kind of music would come out. I think probably you should just get him behind bars. Child molesters. If they were to put that into music. Maybe they have, I don't know. R. Kelly.
Gary.
Is it real? Is he really guilty?
He apparently has a whole sex cult
It's been
is
going on
his
for
thing.
years, hasn't it?
Yeah, but everyone
How is he
ignores
still
it.
free?
I don't know.
I heard about this 15 years ago.
There's no evidence, maybe? I don't know.
Well, the case now, I think, is going to kind of get him, man. There's these women that escaped from his sex dungeon, apparently. Went to the cops, and now they're investigating him. Apparently, he had, like, a whole basement full of chicks he was just keeping, like, hostage and shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should look into that.
Right?
Merle doesn't have a
You guys will
basement.
get there someday.
He doesn't have a
He does that.
Little do you guys know.
But he does have a baseball glove. We got to toss the old pigskin.
No, that's a football.
tossed the old moleskin
Horse skin.
in the backyard before we started. So, you guys play a yearly baseball game with other American punk bands, I hear. Is that...
With a band.
Just Lance's Detroit Tigers.
Detroit Tigers?
Because they're fans of the Tigers and we're fans of the Yankees, so we stand off with them every year. And so far we're 4-0.
Oh, really?
Which location in Detroit did you play your first ever friendly baseball game with them?
It's Old Tiger Stadium.
The actual
Stadium where the Tigers used to play.
So with the grandstand still standing, like falling down because they killed a couple
There
people,
was
right?
no fence and there's nothing really. It's just a bare field now, basically.
Did it have home plate? Was that still there?
I think all the bases and home plate was
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
With the pitching rubber and everything?
I don't know if it was the original one,
But it's the actual Detroit Tiger Stadium.
It almost looks like an abandoned ball field.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. You
really
wouldn't even
it
know
was
unless
anything.
you knew it was Old Tiger.
That is absolutely incredible.
Well, yeah, they
People
knocked
had-
down Tiger Stadium to build a new stadium. When they knocked it down, they left the diamond there.
Yeah, so it's, it's not
That's all.
mowed,
That's all. There's
manicured
nothing-
and everything.
There's nothing except the diamond.
That's the same diamond that Ty Cobb played on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. What positions? What are we rocking? Pitcher?
Pitcher.
Merle's pitcher? Do you know?
I play right field or second base.
I'm second base. That's my position as well.
I don't like
Randy
it.
doesn't even watch.
I'm
He
sorry.
doesn't play. He won't watch. He doesn't like us. So we can talk about that in the next segment.
You know, I love all of them.
You can talk about him wandering off
I
and
just
what
go
he
my own
does.
way all the time.
and all
Do you
of
have
the
any kind of
hours
sport that you
he's-
follow?
I've been a runner
Way.
for 27 years.
Nice. Do you still run?
Just ran a St. Pete half marathon not too long ago.
Nice.
Wow.
Running it this year, sponsored by the place I work, so
That's awesome.
I'm still at it.
That's great.
Running.
I think Paul is the one that said in one of the lyrics that you can drink a bottle of Jack Daniels and still run a marathon.
He's done it.
He's done it!
Hungover. You did it hungover one time.
A
and you
marathon
finished-
actually still drunk. I mean, I'm not saying that's a good thing. It's
No.
horrible.
No.
It's pretty idiotic.
But you finished like high.
I finished pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it was
I heard out of
You
usually,
run a
yeah.
marathon, I can't even walk up a flight of stairs without throwing up in my mouth. So, that's incredible.
Well, let me tell you something real quick. One of the running, I'm telling you right now, the running sounds crazy. You wouldn't think you dorks run, not cool guys like me, right? But when I was young, the thing was, I would run listening to the music, and that's how I learned a lot of music. Like I would already know songs before I actually grabbed a guitar. I remember in '94, I ran with the Brutality album every fucking day. You know what I mean? I run with that son of a bitch day in, day out, day in, day out.
Yeah.
And then when Feed My Sleeves came out, I got it immediately, and I was running with that. So when I went in to see them, and the singer didn't show up, that's why I knew all these songs inside
He
out.
knew the songs better than our
I learned them running.
He jumped up on stage.
But it was
Yeah, that's how he joined the band.
He's-
As a drummer, I'm often asked to play like impromptu dates, like 30 days, 15 days out, and I have to learn 8 songs, and I will do the same thing. I will wake up around 7:30, I'll stretch, constantly just have those 8 or 9 songs playing in rotation, and I will run 2 miles listening to them, and then I will walk 2 miles listening to them, and I will do that every other day until the first practice. I get every drum fill down.
It's already in
Yeah,
there.
it's like I have this like eidetic memory when it comes to drums. Like every drum fill, like I can hear it and immediately do it. And running works.
You
That
understand.
absolutely works.
You should tell the story about how you joined the band.
Yeah,
I think it's
how
a
you came
great
to the
story.
show, yeah.
Our singer blew us off. We asked for volunteers. We said, does anybody know our songs? Because our singer blew us off. And Franny said, I know a bunch of Murder Junkies songs. And so we
And
brought them up.
they were on stage already.
They were on stage,
Mike was there,
Yeah.
and he went off.
You just raise your hand, pretty much.
Well, you hollered, you know. But he said, who wants to? He said, "A star could be born," and something like that. And he said, "Who wants to sing, some old GG song or something?" Because he figured that's all anybody would know. I remember hollering, "Play new ones, play." He said, "You know the new ones," and you knew my name because I was a customer.
Yeah, exactly.
He said, "Get up here," and I just looked at Dino. I said, because I knew what the set was pretty much because I'd seen him a couple weeks prior.
Yeah.
And I said, "Pull a piss," and I remember Dino went, "Pull a piss." We just did. I said, "Just do your set." And I did 8 in a row.
Wow.
And we got that one right. He was.
And then Mike shows up.
And I threw the mic and gave it. I got out of there. But he shut things down right
I
there.
fucking fired him right on stage.
I'm over the microphone and everything.
He just started bitching at each other.
I yelled at him because and I said we got a new singer.
So I went outside. But look, this is I'm a corn picking bumpkin at the time from middle of Pennsylvania trailer. So I was standing outside, and he comes up and his exact words were, "You want to be our singer?" What the fuck I was hearing? I'd just driven 6 hours from the middle of nowhere to a trailer park to come see my favorite band. I couldn't even go a night without watching them. I used to go to my girlfriend's house, I'd unhook my VCR, drive to the next town, hook it up at her place, so I didn't have to go one night. I would, wanted to listen to them instead of hang out with her, So that's what it meant. Now, geez, if I knew anything like that.
It's the biggest mistake of my life.
Running from Avenue, when you get excited when you're young and you can't believe what just happened? I remember running from the Pyramid Club Avenue B to where I was parked, and my heels must have been hitting me in the fucking back. I was running like a little girl, I was so fucking, I can't believe it. I get home and drove, with no cell phones, I drove to TikTok Diner, and I called like 3 guys and woke their mothers up. And then I got home, and my dad, I got to the trailer, and my old man, I was 22, and he was living there. We were living in this trailer, and he was sleeping on the love seat like people do in trailers. I walked in, I said, "Hey." I woke him up, he said, "Hey." I said, "Guess what?" He said, "What?" I said, "I just sang the Murder Junkies." He jumped up because he didn't care about the music, but he knew I was really into it,
That's so awesome. What?
And so
what
that's how I got involved and stayed involved here and there.
How many years ago was that?
He's the MVP of the Murder Junkies.
That was in '96.
He's always been there to save us. Every time we've needed somebody to come in and step in and keep things going, he's been the guy.
Merle, how does that feel though? Already knowing Francis, knowing that he is a diehard fan. How does that feel, knowing that you were the one who saw in him, "Hey, you got it"? Is that
He's don't think
it's like a good dog?
He knows better now.
No, I get it because I was the same way.
Too.
Yeah,
I was the same way when when I was listening to the fucking Ramones and the Dead Boys when I was living in New Hampshire in 1977, and then in 1978 I'm fucking playing in a band in Boston and we're opening for the Dead Boys and the Ramones. So I know how it is,
That's
it's
badass.
it goes from one to the next to the
We're all
next.
young ones. And one thing is that a lot of people don't know we're all these years we're all close friends now, but at one time I didn't know these guys. They were like Gene Simmons or Paul Stanley to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they were like somebody out there.
He's got a story like
This is the moment that PP Duvay walks in after waking up from his American punk rock cat nap. We'll hear more from him.
Hey, good morning. Want to welcome to the party, PP. Yeah, this little thing.
This was the moment that PP realized that all of his morning thoughts were being recorded. Let's take a listen.
Thanks for joining us. So he was telling us about his story of volunteering very last minute after former
junkie,
terrible
singer.
timing junkie missed his opportunity, and then Merle said that PP has a interesting story himself. Would you mind sharing with us?
Malcolm Tent. It's Malcolm Tent's fault. He was a Florida native. When they came back on their 10-year anniversary, Malcolm Tent was a record shop guy. He owned a place called Trash American Style in Danbury, Connecticut. And he knew Merle for years, and he knew GG. And he actually booked not that all of his shows weren't famous, but a famous show in Connecticut. Malcolm booked a GG show. I think it was when he had Bulge as his band, or Psycho. So when they came back with Clayton on vocals in '03, he asked me to play with my band to open up for them.
What was your band at the time?
They hate us.
They ate us?
They hate us, yeah.
Okay.
Dino's actually my drummer now in that band.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're still
cool.
playing. And that's been 20 years we've been playing.
Oh, congratulations.
So Malcolm had a show booked, and we were supposed to play it. We were psyched to play it. And then it fell through. As soon as he got the show booked, it fell through. And he called me. He's like, the show fell through. Can you book a show? So I said, yes. So I said, what do they have to get? You know, so he told me, and it was like a Monday night. It was an awful night.
That's an off night.
It was an awful night. But they needed a show, so I was able to book a show in like a day. And I got them a show. And so that was good.
Cool. And it
And
worked
then-
out pretty well.
Yeah, it worked out. It just kind of like snowballed after that, I guess.
Yeah, we just became friends, and
We would talk on the phone, and they were playing New York on the same tour, and he got us booked on that tour, or on that show, which was like the biggest show we ever fucking played. So that was really cool. We didn't even know each other really, just from the phone.
Yeah.
So that was sweet that he passed.
Yes. This all happened because 20 years ago, I was actually mentioning to Merle last night. You called him on the phone. You put me on the phone with him.
Yeah.
And last night Merle goes, "Wow, yeah, 20 fucking years."
Do you remember what he said to you?
Yeah, about if I'm getting
yeah.
if I'm getting any of the chicks playing in a rock and roll band, and I go no, and he goes, "Well, there's still time."
My favorite story was
Very encouraging.
Merle says to him, he goes, "So you a cute kid?" And he goes, "Yeah, I guess." And he goes, "Go pop."
Go pop.
And then once you get famous, blow it up from the inside.
That's a brilliant plan. I've been wanting to do that, become like a Disney TV star, and then just really fuck shit up.
Just like, cut.
See that? I will do like every single paparazzi picture is just a crop shot, but I've somehow shaped my pubic hair and Mickey Mouse ears. Like I'm ready. It's a long-term plan, but it's happening. What's the next step for Murder Junkies? Finish the tour, and then what are we doing? New album coming out?
next year we're planning on doing some tour dates and then taking a break in the middle of the tour and recording because normally we play like 6 weeks and then we roll out of the van after the last show and right into the studio, and we're discovering that really doesn't work.
Can't fucking do that anymore.
Yes. Oh yeah, look at all them nice couches. I think I'm gonna go sleep while everybody's doing their final mix.
Well, yeah.
Well, not only that, but you
shit, why does it sound like such shit? Well, because everybody was sick.
I woke up 3 days later and all of a sudden an album was done. I don't
Yeah, right. Oh, well, that sounds like crap. Now we gotta go redo it again. No, we weren't really ready. We wanted to do a new record so bad, I guess, and we had some songs, but
we recorded
we didn't really
them,
have enough.
Mm-hmm.
And we recorded them, when we were tired. And
here's the thing, if you do a record that you think is pretty good, which you think the last one was pretty good, last thing you want to do is blow it.
We don't want to make a
You don't want to just throw something out.
No, we're not going to.
So this will be your first record.
People are expecting us to make a shitty record.
Yeah, well,
it hasn't happened
yet.
We
haven't done it yet.
We held it back.
We
we did make that shitty record. We just didn't show it to them.
2014 was the last one, right?
Yeah.
So this will be math. 5 years. First album in
It
5
doesn't
years.
seem like it's been that fucking long.
Doesn't,
It fucking really doesn't.
Because 5 years goes, but you've known each other for 20 years, and that seems like just yesterday.
Well, this band has been together. Paul's been with us 11 years. This is 10 years this year. This is the best fucking band that we've had, bar none, post-GG.
Since the ball.
That's awesome.
There's not even a question about that.
This is the moment I thought it was a good idea to put my hat into the ring. Let's take a listen.
Well, if you guys ever need female vocals, or perhaps, I don't know if I want to do the drumstick style, I think that's your thing. Plus, I know my butthole pretty well, and I know it won't happen that way, but...
You can stick him if you like.
Yeah, I was considering it when I saw the documentary, but
all you need is just a little spit.
The guy who did last night, he's been waiting his whole life to do it, so I'll make sure to bring my own drumsticks.
Sure, he'll be doing it again.
All right.
When the tour's out.
Thank you guys so much for sitting down with us. Next time you're in Orlando, I would love for the listeners to meet you guys, because it has been a pleasure hanging out.
Sure.
Be safe, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you.
We're all get high together now. Bye now. Bye bye.
Now's the time, don't hesitate, you'll need to die. If it all and free your mind, mass American suicide.
Hey, thanks so much for listening, and want to let you know that documentary we keep referencing will be out at the end of 2018. I'll make sure to keep everybody posted. Big shout out to my boy Fritz.
Thank you so much to Merle Allin and PP Duvay. You guys rule.
Dirt McCoy, you rule too. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, and good night.